Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collective podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Hi, and welcome to TFYLP, episode 390. We are live for July 20th. Tonight, I've got with me Jack.
Sup?
I've got Nick.
Howdy.
I've got Michael.
What's up, everybody?
And Christian.
What up?
So I tried to get, since tonight we're going to be talking about the next wave of...
You didn't tell us.
Oh, and then Lucas. There you go. Thank you, Christian. I always forget to introduce myself as well, so there you go. So yeah, since we decided to, get together the cast that collects Beast Wars figures, I guess not all of them. I guess Sean collects Beast Wars as well, but decided to get together some people to talk about since the new series is leaked via Netflix. I don't know if it was planned or not. I think that they've been kind of like was it an actual planned thing, Christian, or was it?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure because they've been giving away the letters, I guess. So.
Yep, they gave away the letters, and then a couple weeks later they made the announcement, and then Hasbro boosted that announcement.
But then there's some blurry thing, promo shot for Siege, and that's a leak, yeah. So.
Yeah, that is definitely a leak. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and originally, so I was an idiot, and I thought that somehow their Fan First Friday that they would actually talk about it, because it kind of all leaked right before that.
Nope.
So Christian says that I was completely mistaken and I should not have expected that at all. And instead we got Netflix reveals, so that's fun. More G1, right?
Well,
the franchise is switching hands too, so get ready for more G1 again. Because that's what happens every time it changes hands.
Right? They gotta put their own stamp on it of G1. Well, and I guess that with this Kingdom, so there's been plenty of leaks all over the place, and I mean, not that you can always say with these rumors that they're real, but it seems like that most of the Transformers rumors always end up being true. I can't think of that many, and I don't know. I ask, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like at least over the last few years that everything that leaks somewhere ends up being a true thing.
I feel like it's
ones
been
I
a
can
while.
think of that didn't pan out were in Titans. So
yeah, it's been a while. And even with that, I think most of the stuff ends up being... Now, of course, if you're going to say, you're well, we're going to get another Optimus Prime or a Bumblebee or whatever, it's odds are you're going to be right about that. So...
Insert shocked
actually, one we
Pikachu
didn't
face
get
here.
was a Titan Master Optimus Prime didn't come out, but that's, there's another way to Titan Masters that didn't materialize.
Yeah, no, I know. That, I really hope with some of the Titan Masters that we didn't get that at some point they actually come back to it. But, at the same time, I realize we've gotten so much G1 over the last however many years that I'm totally willing to, get some new stuff in the line. So
what have we got leaked? You got the list up in front of you?
Yeah, and Rodimus may help me too. It sounds like he saw the list as well. So, so the leak that I saw, the rumors, of course. So So the big thing is, and people were upset because Studio Series is now going to be taken over by the 86 movie line. So, like, I don't know if the whole thing is going to happen like that, but it sounds like in order for them to accommodate Beast Wars in the Earthrise or, you know, whatever, War for Cybertron trilogy, they're going to take some of the figures. Like, they want to do a full, like, kind of G1 cast, and so they're moving some of that stuff over to Studio Series. So that's caused, like, a lot of people in the fandom, and I don't know what you guys have thought about that. Are you guys upset about 86 movie characters going into Studio Series, or are you okay with it?
Finally, Studio Series figures I'll care about.
You're a horrible person. At first, I was really upset about it, but I've come to terms with it. It makes sense, and if it makes room for Beast Wars, I think that's a fine compromise to make.
Yeah.
Extend Studio
It's all
Series a little
around.
bit longer. It's a movie. It works, kind of.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
I mean, are there a lot of movie? Someone's going to say yes, but are there a lot of movie characters that had any presence in the movies that haven't gotten Studio Series at this point?
We're about a year away from finishing it if they were, really consistent about it.
Yeah.
Because I guess like the Fallen doesn't have one yet.
Jolt.
Jolt is on the rumor list for next wave.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But we're missing like Grindor, who's also on the list, Frenzy, who is on no list,
Which is weird.
Skids and Mudflap.
Oh God! Don't
I
make me
hope
think
never show
about
up
a
on
new.
any list.
Different kinds of bumblebees.
I think political correctness is ensured that they'll never show up.
Yeah.
But yeah, my theory is that the Studio Series, they're probably going to use that for whatever the next movie is. And with all the things going on, that I think that they probably mapped it out and said, we're not going to have another movie for like 2 or 3 more years. And so we need a way to pad that line out because, like you said, Christian, there's probably a year's worth of true Studio Series figures. So I think that this would be, like, if they can mix the lines up, I mean, because Marvel Legends does this all the time, where they go back and forth between movie figures and the animated figure, the comic figures. And so I don't see why you can't, kind of do that too. And it gives some people's wallets a break as well, that you don't want to get too many figures out there at one time, at least because then they'll start clogging store shelves and whatnot.
So who's moving over to Studio Series that we have heard leaked so far?
Sounds like some of the Dinobots are moving over there. I think Slag and Daniel, right?
Rodimus Supreme in our chat in our Discord group, he posted some graphics someone made. So it looks like Grimlock with Wheelie and Slag with Daniel are rumored to be leaders. Cup, Gnaw, Blur, Jazz are rumored to be deluxes, and then Scourge and Hot Rod as Voyagers, and then Cyclonus as an unknown. And I think Cyclonus is there because we've seen the prototype.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say we've already seen the figure, so
It'll go somewhere. But the big news to me there is that leader Dinobots are coming.
Yes, finally.
And I know that the current trend, especially in War for Cybertron, is leaders are Voyagers with stuff. And that kind of sounds like what they're doing with Grimlock and Wheelie and Slag and Daniel. But that's good for me. They will be big enough to do what they need to do. And you could get a Voyager without stuff remold of Slag into Snarl.
Well, one thing I was kind of talking to Christian and Anna about the other day, the unfortunate thing is I feel like we really need more Voyager slots for us as collectors, But the problem with that is like, I don't know if you guys notice, at least at my stores, like the Voyagers and Leaders both clog the shelves. Like they do not move. I have, like, I know just looking at Target, it seems like every time you go, or Walmart, whatever, the Deluxes, you can tell that they've sold down, and you can tell that those other ones, like there's a zillion Megatrons on the shelf, like at my local Target, and there's still Shockwaves on the shelf and things like that. And I really think it's just something that $20 price point is kind of the upper limit of, you know, an impulse buy, whereas, you know, for a lot of people, that $30, $50 price point is something you have to kind of think about. You're not just going to throw it in the cart for your kid or whatever for a $50 toy when you're running to go pick up milk or whatever. So
Right.
Well, and usually deluxes, I mean, you have 4 figures in a box of, 6 or something like that, where Voyagers and Leaders...
What is that?
Someone's house on fire.
Like a fire alarm going off here?
Like a fire alarm test. But yeah, so but deluxes are usually like 4 or 5 different figures, so like a case of 6 or 12 or something like that, where a Voyager wave is 2 figures to a case of 6. Same with in Leaders are like 2 figures to a case of 4 or something like that. They just have a tendency to be less figures, more on the shelf.
Leaders are usually a case of 2.
A case of 2.
Voyagers recently were a case of 3.
Case of 3.
In the previous series. I forget what they are for Earthrise, but Siege they were 3, which is weird.
Yeah. I guess
Maybe I have that
it's
backwards.
been a while since I've collected mainline. Until 2021, it seems.
Yeah, so the question is, I'm curious with the Voyagers whether or not they will actually put individual Voyagers in there, like, so put 3 Voyagers in a wave rather than 2 in 1. But that's kind of what they've been doing, it seems like. And so what they'll do is they'll put, like, say that I think this last time, what was it? It was two Grapples and 1 Starscream was like the wave 1 for Earthrise, and then more than likely they'll take Starscream and put him in another wave. So then you end up getting the same amount of figures. They just kind of like, and so then that's kind of lame as well, because like you're even not getting 2 Voyagers per wave. You're really getting like 1.5. So Christian left us.
There goes Christian.
Oh, what the hell happened there?
He's like, see ya.
I don't know, that fire alarm's still going off. Maybe it wasn't a drill.
We'll find out.
So Rodimus is bringing up, I know that he had posted a bunch of the rumors and whatnot, that one of the rumored thing is there's a new class in the new line called Core Class. And the question, we're anticipating that is going to be similar to Legends class. We have no idea. My theory is that they probably are calling it Core Class because it's not going to be the same size as Legends, but we don't know. Is it going to be bigger than Legends, or odds are, with the way that things have shrunk down, it's actually going to be smaller than Legends. So in that way, people aren't going to be complaining that honestly, I kind of feel like they should rename the classes anyway. Like they need to rename Leader class to something else,
I want Megas again, damn it, let's go.
Like whatever it is, because it's like it's not a Leader figure, I mean, they're just not, none of them are the size that they used to be, so it's like just rename that to something else. Like I don't know what you call it, but
I remember back in like the Unicron trilogy where it was like they were all around the same, but it was like Voyager, Mega, Ultra, and I think Leader. I'm like, why not go back to that? I want some of these weird.
Super.
I don't think it was Vulture then, or Voyager then. It was you had Scout, Scout Deluxe, Mega, Ultra.
Because I know Voyager, I thought was brought around like Cybertron or something, but let me.
Leader, but maybe it was Voyager.
When Cybertron, when everything switched over, Energon still had old names.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. And the Supreme class was introduced with Unicron.
Yeah. My guess
well, I guess
is
not. There was the Supreme Cheetor, but he wasn't really a class. He was
his own thing.
It was his own deal.
Among himself.
But yeah, like I don't know. I don't think it'll probably be the same. That Legends will be the size that they were before. Like I'm guessing they're going to be smaller. But I believe they're probably going to be that $10 price point and whatnot.
It's weird that Optimus, like a G1 Optimus and a G1 Megatron, are rumored to be part of that core class along with Rat Trap.
They used to do that with. I mean, the older lines had it.
Yeah, with the. I don't even remember what they're called now. Not Scout class, but the Cyberverse, whatever Cyberverse was before it was called Cyberverse.
Yeah, but even the Legends, like the Thrilling 30 line had, the Thrilling 30 line had Legends class, Optimus and whatnot. But again, it could be something where they're a retool or a repaint of another figure, you know, pre-tooled, you know, kind of thing.
We call those partials now.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go. It was a wonderful presentation that we had, right?
Yeah, I'm curious about that, especially since because they decided to make Cliff Jumper and Bumblebee deluxe class, despite them being smaller. So maybe that's what this core class is sort of is there for, so that they don't do that again. Because.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, from my perspective, like, as a parent, that that $10 price point is really the thing I'm going to buy my kids, right? And, like, those MicroMasters, I mean, I think that, again, like, I mean, there might be some kids that are interested, but there's no show to back it up and whatever, right? Whereas if they put out Optimus and Bumblebee and Grimlock and all this kind of stuff, like, I can just buy that for my kids. Right. And we don't know, like, Cyberverse is going to be done, so we don't, you know, at some point, probably by the time this stuff comes out, so they may not have another cartoon to support. I mean, we don't know. Like, we don't know what Hasbro's going to do, if they'll extend Cyberverse at all or whatnot, but, or how long that toy line's going to last. But, I mean, you need that stuff out there for the kids for, you know, when we go down the toy aisle for me to grab off. And I really feel like the MicroMaster line just was not that successful with kids. Like, you just see it just clogging the shelves. And I think even the smaller class too, that, I mean, really, like, I mean, if you think about it, it's like kind of back in G1 where, you know, those little Bumblebee and all that, I mean, that's what we got when we were kids. When you just went to the store, you know, hey, you were, you know, for whatever reason, it was a surprise, it was an impulse thing, whatever. Like, they need that kind of stuff on there. And I feel like they've kind of drifted away from that, like with some of the Target Masters and things like that. I just don't think, like, I feel like some of the figures that they have are better with other figures rather than being good on their own. I don't know if you guys agree or not.
Yeah, it was definitely... I don't know, like you were saying, it was definitely easier, like, when I was a kid to convince, even, because, I mean, what Scout class was a $7.99 figure, and Deluxe was a $9.99 figure, and then your...
The good old days.
Megas and Ultras and all that stuff. But, like, even then, trying to convince your parent, if you were a kid that was into it, to buy you the $20 figure was almost impossible. It was easier to do it with a $10 figure, and so if they're shooting for that price point, I mean, I think it's smart, especially since, like you said, they're sort of losing. The only cartoon that we know of since Cyberverse is ending is going to be Netflix, and we're assuming because Netflix revealed Kingdom that there's gonna do a second season, but the first season's not even out yet, so let's not hold our breath.
There are going to be 3 seasons of this show. Netflix will have 3 seasons.
Well, and I think no matter what, I mean, this new Netflix cartoon is going... Like, kids are going to be watching it, even though it's supposed to be for, you know, older collectors and whatnot, and it's supposed to be darker and all that kind of thing. I'm sure that, you know, a ton of kids are going to watch it, because everybody's kids watches Netflix, so... Or not everybody's, but a lot of people's kids do.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the other thing Rodimus was bringing up as well is that supposedly the story is that the G1 characters will meet the Beast Wars characters through time travel, and that's going to be kind of the thing. Do you guys think that as a Beast Wars fan, like, do you think that that's stupid, or do you think that that is, legit, or whatever?
Sign me the fuck up.
Time travel
I'm with Nick.
Time travel's the crux of Beast Wars, right?
Yeah. So
it doesn't fall outside.
It could be totally wacky time travel nonsense, and I'm sold. I'm in. I'm there.
I mean, we're talking about robots that transform into vehicles, animals, what have you. So it's like it's not out of the realm of completely ridiculous. So I mean, like Nick said, sign me the fuck up. So
yeah.
I haven't been this excited for a Transformers series in a long time.
Yeah, right. I haven't been this excited since Transformers Prime 10 years ago.
I'll be a lot more excited when we get closer to them actually getting to the third season.
Yeah.
And they actually announce, some return of Beast Wars voice actors.
That would be great.
Well, I don't know. The other series didn't have a lot of voice actors in it. I mean, they brought back a couple that have done.
I don't even think the Netflix
series
has Colin or Welker in it, does it?
No.
I don't think they had the budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how much, like, Gary Chalk and David Kay and them are comparatively.
McNeil.
Yeah. Scott McNeil has to go. How can you not have Scott McNeil come back and play Waspinator and Dinobot and
Rat Trap?
They're too iconic. They're more, they're and Rat Trap. Like, in G1, you have a few of your super iconic guys. Obviously Colin, obviously Welker, Greg Berger with Grimlock, and I'm not gonna keep trying to name people because I can't remember their names. But when it comes to like a cartoon where the characters really made the cartoon, as opposed to the Saturday morning selling you toys, they're just so incredibly iconic, and to have someone just try to do the voice, or even if they don't even try to mimic the voice, even that would hurt me in the soul.
Yeah, the one issue, and I know Ben brought it up in the chat, that the Netflix voice actors are probably non-union, and so I don't know that for sure. I thought I saw somewhere that was. Yeah, I don't know if they are or not, but that could. I don't know exactly how that works. Like whether or not, like if you're in the union, you have to work union, right? Like I don't think you can work other stuff for voice acting things. Is that right? I don't know exactly what the thing. So, yeah. I mean, I know just in general, like with their budget and whatnot, it seems like that they, were not able to bring the heavy hitters, at least but we saw in the Combiner Wars series that they did, like as they went along, that they were able to get more expensive voice actors. So I think like Power of the Primes, I think didn't have like Mark Hamill, I think was in it, right? And
yeah, Mark Hamill was Megatronus, and then Ron Perlman was Optimus Primal. So they got some big names.
Yeah, so maybe it might be something where I don't know if they have it planned out or whatever, but I agree with you, Michael, that I think it would be great to see the Beast Wars, voice actors like actually doing their parts. Like I'm okay with like the G1 voices. It doesn't bother me to have someone new doing it, just because a lot of those guys are retired or getting close to it, and so
they
you
even
really need
like,
somebody new.
Yeah, when they do the voice, they sometimes don't even sound like it anymore, just because they're so much older than they were. You get that gravelly nature to your voice as you age.
Right. But yeah, so we'll see on that. But the so we brought up the core class, and then I think that what's the smallest class called again? The target masters, whatever it is this time. They're supposed to be called like fossilizers, I think, is what
They're
it
not
is.
called
So
weaponizers. That's what I've learned that since the last time I was on the show and called them weaponizers. Battle masters.
Type.
Right?
Yeah, Battle Masters.
Battle Masters, yeah. So the new one, they're supposed to have like they're called fossilizers is what the leak is. So this is all leaked or whatever. This is rumor, so it may not be true, but supposedly it's supposed to be dinosaur fossil related kind of thing. And so I think you can like put that on top of the other characters if you want, or there'll be little dinosaur bones and whatnot. And I think Rodimus brought up in the chat as well. That the same leaker on TFW, I guess it said potentially that the next season of Cyberverse may revolve around Dinobots. So I think that would be cool. If you could get it all together and kind of have everything kind of animal based, I think it would be a kind of a cool theme if both of them like not necessarily focusing on the same thing, but kind of similar things.
They shocked me just by doing this. I kept joking, to the dismay of some, that season that the third series in this was just going to be G1 characters with animal modes.
Okay, but like I'd kill for some of that. I would kill for some of that. Like,
I kind of
some third-party company that's doing that stuff right now. Didn't somebody just do that sideswipe thing or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of thought the same thing too, is where you just take, like, say that you do an Optimus Primal or whatever, and then you repaint it into G1 colors. Like, you just do the same thing. Like, I could, see them doing that, but I mean, it's hard to say right now because, like, when you first get the line, you just get like all the new stuff, and then you find out all these repaints like towards the end of the line. So that may be true on some of that. I mean, but who knows? We haven't gotten to any of that kind of stuff. So I guess bringing up the leaks, and I don't know where Christian actually went. Have you guys heard from him?
I shot him a message. He hasn't responded.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there, but anyway,
I messaged him about 15 minutes ago, and I got nothing back.
Maybe he can join us at the end and give us his thoughts, because he's seen some of this too. But so the rumored figures for Beast Wars specifically is that there's going to be a leader Beast Wars Megatron, a Voyager Optimus Primal, a Deluxe Cheetor and Air Razor.
I want a Supreme Class Cheetor, damn it.
I know, right? That would be amazing.
And there's like also a Voyager Dinobot.
Yeah, Voyager
if I get
Dinobot.
A Supreme Class Cheetor, again, I'm having it signed by Don. I don't care what anybody says. Getting it signed. I'll force him to do it. Leaving it at that.
Core Class Rat Trap, I guess, was another one. Where else did we get? Maybe a Pterosaur, a Scorponok, and then I'm sure that there's going to be
a Scorponok. It says the infographic that was posted says class unspecified for Scorponok, and then a Voyager Dinobot.
Black Zorak.
That furry. We are getting into Transformer furries, I suppose.
Hey, welcome back.
Did the power go out?
No, the fire alarm went off, and it kept going off. So this is Christian and Roxy reporting to you live from my car.
Oh.
Okay.
Ouch.
Okay, the fire department showed up. I'm sure it'll be fine soon.
Oh.
So Christian, we're
burning, right?
to catch you up. We're talking about the rumored Beast Wars figures now.
Dope.
I think it's holding lighters to the fire sprinklers. I assume that's not what happened.
No, it's just loud. So who were you talking about most recently?
We just sort of listed off the rumored Beast Wars figures.
Cool.
Beast Wars.
So Cheetor, Tigatron, that's exciting. I'm guessing Air Razor and Pterosaur are probably going to share bits of mold. Because why not?
I can see that, yeah.
At least
I
in
can
its
see
theory,
that.
sure.
I didn't think
They're
about
both
that.
on that leaked poster, so
Yeah.
Was Pterosaur on that poster?
yeah, he's up in the upper right.
It was so hard to make out. I was like,
It's real
Okay, I
blurry.
kind of see this.
yeah. That makes me happy, but it also makes me a little sad. I wanted him to be a Voyager. People forget how tall
Yeah, you're
Pterosaur
right.
is. He is a tall character. But I'm
Well,
happy
and
to get
again,
Pterosaur.
Could we
regardless.
actually see some really big deluxe figures that are almost the size of Voyager, kind of like what we saw in Earthrise?
Yeah, but it would be weird for Air Razor to be huge. You know,
Depends on what
on
the
the-
huge parts were. I mean,
that is true.
if they make a small body with huge wings, or small wings, I guess, maybe? That seems like the edge of feasibility, though.
Yeah.
Do we have any store listings for these guys yet? Like, do we know what size class Scorponok is? Because I feel like he should probably be a Voyager.
No, and
I don't think
he's
not yet.
listed as unknown.
I'd be
I think
really
that-
surprised if he wasn't a Voyager. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah, so
only
many
figure,
bits.
the only figure that's been had a store listing for it, I think, is Cheetor, right?
Yeah, and that's been a long time.
And that was like
That's-
Netflix.
That's
Like
the
it's in the
Wave 3
Netflix
Cheetor.
line, but then
And the red Cheetor. Don't forget about that one.
Right.
So I think
Flaming
next year
hot
is like the
Cheetor.
year of Cheetor. I don't know.
I mean, they
Hot.
brought him. They brought him out in Cyberverse. I mean, Rick always says that certain people in the creative team just latch on to characters as they're on the creative team. It seems Cheetor sort of has been latched onto.
Kid-friendly yellow robot.
Yes, sir. I loved them as a kid.
Before it was Hot Shot.
I was a kid for Beast Wars and did not latch on to Cheetor like that.
No.
I was a Rat Trap guy.
Yeah, well.
This guy knows what's up.
I mean, all the characters are good, but I was a Cheetor. I mean, I also just liked the animal. But I was a Cheetor guy, and then I was a Silverbolt guy.
I was a Quick Strike guy. But only because he has a cool alt mode.
Oh, very cool alt mode.
I guess you could probably get a Quick Strike out of Scorponok, right? If you wanted to be crafty about it, I bet you could.
But he's so much smaller.
Details.
He would probably not have the snake arm. But who knows? We've seen Hasbro pull off some wizardry.
Snake armor bust.
Exactly.
So did we get a Black Arachnia anywhere in the leaks, or
She's in
She's
the
on the
image.
She's on the poster.
Yeah.
yeah,
And, she's a license to print money, so they'd be dumb to not do her.
right?
Yeah.
Plus, I'd assume that would be a deluxe, right? Or
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, because the way I've been seeing it, it's like, if there's been one character in one line, there's always like a masterpiece to either precede it or to follow. So if it's going to be in one, it's sure going to be in another. So seeing how they did
Right.
Black Arachnia and Masterpiece, without a doubt they're going to do it with Kingdom. So
I'm super excited that the masterpiece of Tigatron can't tip me anymore.
right?
right?
It's
Well-
way too expensive and it's way outside of my scope, but I still love Tigatron. I love how it looks.
Same.
If I can get, the $20 one that looks almost as good, I'm gonna be a very happy guy.
Yeah, buddy.
I can't wait to own both of them.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
Well-
You let us know. You can do a comparison for us.
I'm gonna
That-
own. Can I be honest? I'm partly not looking forward to this because I'm gonna spend way too much money.
Right? Suck you into mainline.
Catch up with the rest of us.
Right?
I'm like I can move slowly on this stuff because it's been produced, it's out there. I gotta buy it. But this stuff is coming out, so there's no excuse. I might as well just buy it while it's coming out, and I'm gonna spend so much money.
That's going to be me.
Well, right, but at the same time, like an entire wave of Hasbro mainline is like the same price as a Masterpiece Beast
I'm
Wars,
still
right?
buying masterpieces.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
true.
gonna stop buying those.
That's true. Yeah, that's the thing that I'm excited about because when Beast Wars Masterpiece first came out, like I got the Optimus Primal and then I got the Cheetor and whatnot, and I thought that they were both like really great, really neat figures and whatnot. But then like again, like once the prices started creeping up, once they had the Megatron and whatever, and some Dinobot and some of these ones is like, oh man, like this is starting to get kind of expensive. And like I just don't have that same level of connection to Beast Wars that I do to G1. So I'm like, I don't know that I really want to spend $300 per figure on that.
Man.
So
as a Beast Wars guy, that Dinobot and Megatron sitting on my shelf are just sort of like, I go over there and just stare at them sometimes, just like,
Why did they
awesome.
do this?
No. I'm like, if they want to give me T-Rex and Grimlock, go ahead. I'm going to buy them again.
T-Rex might make me break. I did have that Megatron for a while, and it's incredible.
yeah.
I couldn't justify having a $300 toy.
I
I know
mean,
that's not really what it is, but I would like to collect toys.
like, I mean, I will say that I think that the Beast Wars Masterpiece figures are absolutely worth the money. I think that I wish.
Except for maybe Black Arachnia.
I don't know. I still thought that she was really neat
one.
too, as a display piece. You
As a
think
display
that
piece, yes, she looks very, very good,
yeah.
but she wasn't very fun.
So, but yeah, no, and I think a couple of those, like the Megatron, at least the first time transforming it was a little bit scary. Like after that, like after you got it kind of broken in, it wasn't quite as bad. But
Those panels.
So, here are the things that are going to make me sad about this Kingdom line. I doubt we'll see any of the non-show characters from the original Beast Wars. Like, I really want a new Mantis figure or a new Retrax. It ain't going to happen. Like, I would buy the hell out of both of those. But
No,
it
not
ain't
unless someone at Hasbro is like, let's dig down the weird.
happening. Yeah.
Maybe as a generation select.
well, yeah,
Well,
because
see
I kind
now.
of see that.
I could see that's how we get like a Laserbeak or
Yeah.
the Grimlock or some of the other repaints of show character guys, but the
So they're
original
wasting a
mold
chance with
non-show
laser,
guys.
or they're wasting a chance with Pterosaur being their Starscream in this wave and making a Laserbeak and a Fractal and getting repaints.
I got a
of those.
Mayward
Gargoyle
Fractal. Oh
with
my
a Y.
god.
but yeah, I mean,
The
I
other
think
thing
like
that's,
unless it's a repaint of something that's already made, there's no way that they're gonna make it. Like if it's
Not
not
for
in the
Kingdom,
show.
but what comes after Kingdom? I mean, if the Beast characters end up selling well, maybe Hasbro will reconsider. And they'll say, oh, kids actually like animals? Got it, let's make more.
I
mean,
just think if
that's
they're gonna
just
do
like pie in
that,
the
they'll
sky,
do
Chris.
more G1 animals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. So I've always been, as a Beast Wars fan, I've never really been on the I want Beast Wars to come back and chug. I mean, it has a few times and it's failed every time, and so
Yeah.
So I think aside from all of them peg warmed or shelf warmed at some point or another, except for maybe Dinobot and the Universe line.
That was such a bad toy.
Yeah,
That was
and
bad.
so
Yeah.
I mean, I love Beast Wars, but every time they've tried it, it sort of hasn't succeeded as much as the Beast Wars fans wanted it to. So,
I think the only time it really got close was Thrilling 30, but
yeah. I mean, I really hope that. I mean, I would love for this to do great. And I'm going to own all of it, regardless. But it's always been sort of like, I don't think it's going to succeed on the shelves. And, I never really thought that the original figures are a little, some of them are a little off, but a lot of them are pretty good. They still hold up, and they're pretty accurate to their models. So it's like, it's not like being a G1 fan and having an Ironhide and wanting a better Ironhide, right?
Yeah.
Um,
They certainly
But
weren't
I'm
bricks
excited
for the
for it.
most part.
yeah. I mean, they're sort of the start of the modern engineering of Transformers. So
Mhm. You know, I'd also really like to see some transmetals, but that ain't gonna happen either.
I wouldn't mind seeing that
That's-
too. Just the funky, bring back some of that chrome and vac metal
I-
and whatnot.
I want an
Don't
apology
bring back
rat
the
trap
chrome.
for all the chromed out rat traps that have flaked off. Here's the we're sorry rat trap.
I really wouldn't say never. I mean, we've seen some really obscure G1 pieces come back over the past several
Sure.
years. But we never thought
But
they did
that's after
combiners. Now they
almost,
did.
what,
We never thought
10
they did
solid years,
pretenders.
so.
They did pretenders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying they've got to make Transformers forever. It's a perennial line.
Damn right.
They've got a chance over time.
What you're
Well, I
saying
think
is
this does
forever is
good
a long
this
time
chance.
coming?
It is. You're right.
But I think the difference now too with Beast Wars is that you're seeing is that the people that watch the show are now starting to probably have kids themselves. Like they're getting older. They either one of two things: either one they have kids, or two they have disposable income. And some people might have both. But like, I think that those collectors, you see that with some of the Marvel Legends and the Pokemon and the Ninja Turtles and, whatever, that, some of those people that were of that age group are now at the point where, they're no longer worried about whatever, you were doing back in college or the 20s or whatever, that they're back more into nostalgia and all that type of thing. So I do think that in general that this line is probably going to end up doing better than, like what you had mentioned before about the fact that Beast Wars shelf warmed a lot. I do think that it will do better. And I think Transformers in general, it seems like there's been an uptick, and I don't know if it's that they're producing less or if they're selling more. But it seems like that Transformers just don't stay on the shelves. Like I just don't see it the same way as what it was 5 years ago or whatever, where it seemed like there was stuff clearancing left and right, and like it seems like you could just wait for the line to clearance, and now you can't do that. Some stuff will, but a lot of stuff doesn't.
I think they're producing it at the appropriate number of figures that it should be. Like I don't think they're overproducing, which I think was sort of what they did in the past.
I agree with that. They were making Generations lines at movie levels when
Yeah.
even after the movie interest had waned for movie toy lines.
You guys remember all those pegs full of power core combiners?
Yes.
That made me so sad.
Don't remind me of that.
But hey, I'm a
I
power
liked
guy. You
power
guys
core
know that.
combiners, but there were too many of them.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah,
also
There wasn't anything to
2010
drive that, you know?
movie fever. I mean, it was a real thing. I think it took Hasbro a long time to adjust the production numbers based on that.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah.
Well,
'cause-
probably part of it is not necessarily production from Hasbro. Part of it is how many orders are they getting from Walmart and Toys R Us and Target. So
That's Probably more accurate.
if Walmart
Right.
if Walmart orders it, they will
That's true.
surely produce it.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious though too, like how much of a mix it's going to be of G1 and Beast Wars. So according to that rumor, I think that they did say that there was going to be a hot rod, I think, and an Rodimus like a leader
It
class.
was like a leader
Rodimus
class
Prime.
Rodimus Prime.
I think Rodimus
Yeah.
Prime is in Kingdom, and I think Hot Rod's in Studio Series.
Yeah. And then
Oh, yeah, that sounds
a
about right.
Voyager Inferno. So Inferno is obviously just a retool partial of Grapple.
Grapple.
Right.
Propel.
Unless it's the Ant Inferno. I don't think it was clear which one it was.
Yeah, the
Well, I'm
infographic
sure
says
there's gonna be a G1 Inferno.
but
I think
Oh
all
my
we have
goodness.
is the name. I could be wrong. If we had got more info since I last read, but the last info I read said it wasn't clear.
Well,
man,
I can
those-
guarantee that there will be a G1 Inferno that comes out.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah,
it-
without a
you
doubt.
don't
Has to wait
you don't
until
make
Kingdom.
that
That's a
grapple
long time.
mold and not make
Yeah.
an Inferno.
'Cause
So.
I can guarantee nobody's going to settle with that. What was it? Power of the Primes Inferno? That was just a
Yeah,
hot
it
spot
wasn't that
repaint.
good.
Everybody's going to be like, repaint grapple, give it to us. We'll pay money for it. That's
But
gonna
see,
be
if
me.
they do G1 Inferno,
I
then
just want my
think
road hauler. God damn it!
Yeah.
Selects, man. It's coming. Keep believing.
If they do G1
Generation
Inferno, though, I
Selects.
don't think they're. I think that just sort of puts the kill on Beast Wars Inferno. It'd be confusing to have two characters out at the same time.
Yeah.
you-
Tell that to the
absolutely
500
right.
Spider-Man figures out on the shelf.
But they're all
G1 Inferno-
Spider-Man.
G1
What,
Right?
Miles
to me
Morales?
feels.
He's
Stop
Spider-Man.
it.
What?
It feels
Big
like to me
time
that G1
Spider-Man.
Inferno belongs in Wave 3 Voyagers of Earthrise, not in Wave 1 or 2 of Kingdom.
Yeah.
We don't have Wave 3 Voyagers for Earthrise yet, do we? Snapdragon and Quintesson are Wave 2 Voyagers.
Right.
Megatron is
So
one of
there's-
them.
Megatron. you're right.
Megatron, I believe, was Wave 1. I think. Actually,
No, Wave
That is
3.
not out
Wait,
yet.
3. Yeah.
that is
Earthrise
Wave 3.
Megatron.
The hell am I thinking of?
But I don't know if the case assortments, I think, is coming with something else, I think. I
It's
don't
the
think
bigger-
there's going to be another Voyager, Christian. I think it's
Maybe
just
I'm wrong. I hope I'm
Megatron
not
and
wrong.
it's Megatron and like a repack from something else.
Ooh.
So,
I guess we'll find out. Hang on.
but yeah,
That case of 3 is really killer.
as Tony mentioned, the
So
we're gonna get a G1 Ratchet somewhere.
Right.
We're gonna get
Yeah, they could do a
a
Ratchet
Blue
Inferno
Streak.
pack for Amazon. Amazon
Oh.
exclusive
Uh-huh.
emergency
That would be cool.
response pack.
That would be
Call
cool.
something like that.
Sign me up.
Yeah, it says for Voyager class on the TF Wiki, Wave 1 was obviously Starscream and Grapple. Wave 2 is just Snapdragon. Wave 3 is Quintesson, Judge, and Megatron. And then Futures is just going to be Thrust. So I knew Megatron was a somebody, but I didn't think it was Snapdragon. Because I think
Inferno, I guess.
I
putting-
was reading an article from Cybertron saying, all Snapdragons found at U.S. retail, and I think they were saying he's going to be packed along with Starscream again,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, from what I read.
That makes some sense.
All right, here we
Well,
go.
and-
Emergency response pack. It's Inferno, Ratchet, and Clampdown.
Wait. What?
I'm making it up in my brain.
He's
I will
making-
change this.
Who would be Clampdown?
You sounded so decisive. I thought for
Sideswipe.
sure.
Steve Sideswipe.
Oh, clamp down.
Sure.
You got police, you got fire, you got ambulance, you got all in one.
Well, they did
Attack the
one.
bots.
They did one of those sets like from Amazon years ago.
Yeah,
didn't
it was.
they?
Ooh,
It
I
was
can't remember.
the Protective Box, but they did it to where they weren't combiners. It was just
Yeah, it was like
random
reprints.
movie and generation. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is like, we were talking about before the show that all the COVID stuff has kind of probably messed up the production cycle. And so, like you saw where Wave 1 was like out in February or whatever of Earthrise, and then we're not actually seeing Wave 2 until pretty much now. And it's not really going to hit in full force until August or September. And so then Wave 3 is going to hit October, November, December. And so, last year with Siege, there was like 5 waves that were packed into a year, essentially. And so, I mean, no matter what, we're going to get, either 3 or 4 waves of Earthrise. So it seems like that they're trying to at least, like, get those toys. Like, I don't know if some of them are like, if they're going to do another wave, they're going to do 5 waves and delay Kingdom, or what. I mean, we still obviously haven't gotten official dates on that, which probably won't happen until, like, if they do another announcement around New York Comic-Con or maybe something later with San Diego. But so yeah, we won't really
I
engage
imagine
for a
Kingdom
while.
we probably won't see until like Toy Fair.
Mhm.
But who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, they told us about Earthrise at New York Comic Con last year. With the delay in the production, it could be Toy Fair. I think Michael's onto something.
COVID killed my TCG, by the way.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention that either.
Right
the
before
Transformers Screen
Beast
Card
Wars
game.
was coming out.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like in general with the trading card game that they weren't really gaining new fans. It was kind of like everyone bought in like within the first couple waves, and a lot of like Transformers fans did. Like it kind of brought in both, you know, Transformers fans and people that like new trading card games, but I don't really feel like that they ever really expanded that much. At least, like that's been my experience. That from people I've seen,
they started doing tournaments and stuff like that. It seemed like it was starting to get bigger slowly, but I just think it wasn't going fast enough. And then COVID happened, and that last wave I don't think sold as well as it needed to.
No. But I mean, that's the trouble is that when you can't actually get together and play a trading card game, it's somewhat difficult. Because, like, I know my local group in the Kansas City area, we have not gotten together in, you know, since, what, February, March, whenever it was. Like, so it's been months, like, with the new things come out. And it's just not the same playing it online as it is in person. So,
no. I was so excited too. So I think that was the one realization with Kingdom that made me the most excited is I was like, oh snap, they'll finally put Beast Wars characters in the TCG, and then they killed it. I was like, well, at least I'll still have Beast Wars, I guess.
Yeah,
that was most important.
That is the most important.
My thing too with like
6 D12 set.
I was gonna say with the trading card game too, like the mechanics, like every wave they added like a bunch of new mechanics, so you had to almost kind of rejigger everything, and so like a lot of the older stuff didn't hold up, and
gimmicks of the current toy line.
So
and that was definitely a problem, but
yeah.
I didn't mean to really get us off on that subject, but I wanted to talk about how I won't get Beast Wars cards.
It wouldn't be the first time we got off topic, and it certainly won't be the last.
But see, I could still see them like relaunching a new trading card game, because like by the time this actually comes out, you know, I mean, this is going to be a, you know, whatever, 6 months, a year from now, whatever, and I could see them launching, like if this is successful, you know, why not relaunch a new game? Like it's independent of...
It's a weird market, the card game market. Basically, if you're not Pokemon, Magic, or Yu-Gi-Oh, you last about 2 to 5 years and then you're gone.
Right.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yep.
We hit 2 years. But it beat out the 3D transforming card game, which only got...
Dude.
Man, I'm locking that.
That's some nostalgia. Holy crap.
Jeez. Those were fun.
That is some nostalgia. Wow.
They were crappy, but they were fun.
They were.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of them.
Is it weird that I never really played the game for that? I just collected them just to kind of...
game, to be perfectly honest with you. It was very simple.
Yeah.
I just built the characters because it was fun. There were alternators characters in there.
Same.
So I was just thinking on the figures that we know are coming. We know there are 2 leader class Tyrannosaurus Rexes coming. What are the chances are that they don't share parts?
Oh, you know... Huh.
I know they transform differently, but if they kind of make a parts for me thing about it, it wouldn't matter.
I can see... I mean, their biggest thing now is it seems like they're just reshelling everything. Like, a lot of the transformations are very similar, and then they just put, slap on different parts and whatnot, So
if we go down this road, and we don't have to go down this road, but I kind of want to just look around the corner at least.
You're going to ask if Apex is going to be retooled into Primal.
I'm not. I still think it's going to happen. But I'm wondering, we got the leader Slag in Daniel, so let's focus on Slag. I already said Slag can be Snarl, but if Slag gets kind of reshelled into a Beast Wars character, who are we looking at? Rhinox?
Maybe. That's not crazy.
Am I being too crazy?
Because he still has the panels that open up from the side, theoretically.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Christian. Let's say that for the leader class Megatron, right, Beast Wars Megatron, if the entire shell of the figure came off and became a shield, how upset would you be?
You know what? It would just it would be perfect for Beast Wars. Reminds me of Big Convoy all over again.
I love Big Convoy, and you can't change my mind.
I mean, it would kind of actually work if it was like a big, like, because, one thing that's somewhat annoying about the Masterpiece figure and then the Big Convoy and whatever is like putting together all the shell pieces and getting it lined up just so right and whatever. Like, if it was just a huge shell that came off, like, it actually gotta be better.
I will say I never had a problem with the Beast Wars shell formers. They always lined up right and locked into place and tabbed in. Meanwhile, Leader Class Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen, Leader Class Sentinel Prime, those guys with the big panels on the roof and on the plane itself, trying to get those to line up and snap in, friggin' nightmare. And so I don't understand how they, this old engineering was so much better that it worked right, and for whatever reason they lost that somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
And I hope that whatever new shell forming has to happen, I just hope it all locks in right.
I think Beast Wars shell formers relied on ball joints to just cram all the bits inside.
Yeah.
The ones you mentioned kind of had
ball joints and barbell joints and
glorious articulation.
It's in there.
Damn right.
And that, and the rest of them have specific places for the parts to go.
Except for you said it earlier, Retrax. He didn't have any joints.
Yeah, he kind of sucks. That's why I want a new one. I want a new Retrax because he kind of sucks.
I would like a new Retrax.
That'd be such a weird one for them to bring back, but I would love it.
Right.
Michael, you inspired that line of thought because you were like, you would take the Megatron Selects as T-Rex or Grimlock. I was like, wait a minute. We're already getting a leader Grimlock.
That is true. I didn't think about that. But I did go down the train just either earlier today. I went looking up Ape Face and I was like, can they turn this into a primal? And I think the answer is they might be able to.
Before Kingdom was leaked or announced, however you want to go with that, I really did think they were going to do Ape Face and Snapdragon retooled into Primal and Megatron. I don't think that anymore because it looks like they're going to get full figures of their own, but it seemed likely.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, but the pessimist in me likes to think it's going to happen.
I mean, I think in general, when they're planning these out, they're trying to share as much engineering as they can, between figures. And, I think that they do it in some interesting ways. I mean, you see some of this where they took, Wheeljack and, remolded him in a Sunstreaker, and then they remolded that into Runabout, or Runamuck. Which one was...
Yes, they're both coming.
One, whichever one. Anyway, but the core engineering is the same, but it's slightly, all of them are slightly remolded a little bit, and slightly retooled, so that it's slightly different transformations. And I think it works for all of them to where it's not just a simple, the Combiner Wars where it's literally, yes, we just threw a new head on and painted it differently, that it actually is legitimately a figure that is more, homages the G1 figure.
Silence.
I love catching up with the chat after I'm talking and you see people being the former comments when you're talking about remolding and Zaldron's no, please, God, no,
no.
Yeah, we hopefully aren't willing anything to existence.
Remolding isn't such a death sentence these days anymore. Lucas just mentioned about Wheeljack and Sunstreaker and the Battle Chargers. mean, those are such different figures from the same base engineering. If we get that kind of remolding forever, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
They've been very
That's
good
fair.
at their remolding, and you do have to give Hasbro that credit. They've gotten it like that they can take. I mean, that they can take Omega Supreme and turn him into Scorponok.
Yeah.
Did that happen? I don't think that happened.
Scorponok is Omega Supreme.
That's what I heard, and I was really
I
surprised.
don't believe you.
We'll find
Yeah.
out in a week, Christian. I don't know. Do you have your Scorponok coming?
Much later, I think, unless I find it at a Target locally.
Okay. Yeah, I
tried
ordered
today,
mine
but
from
they're not
Big
out here.
Bad like over the weekend, and then I guess it showed up at my local Target, but since my order is processing at Big Bad, I'll just have to wait 2 weeks for it to show up. So
I got rewards dollars and a Target gift card burning a hole in my pocket. Bring
There you
Scorponok
go.
to North Carolina.
I think it does share some parts like of the mold. Like I think some of the legs and pieces like that are similar. So I mean, it's not a lot of parts, but
I mean, it's like how Fortress Maximus is Metroplex.
Yeah.
It got a lot of differences.
Yeah.
That was
as
pretty
well.
clever. But you know what? Recycle what you need to keep costs down and to make figures look good. I think
Right.
that's totally fine.
Give us more
I'm-
Supreme class figures.
Please.
I'm totally
Black
good with that.
Zarak.
Black Zarek. I feel like they want Black Zarek. They did the whole Spear Fan First Friday thing for Fast Track, and then we had that leak
Cybertron
for Select
Starscream.
Black Rorichi. I think
Metro
Black Zarek is
Titan.
coming. Yeah, Metro
I
Titan.
can see it.
Primus.
I could see
Titan that
the
never
Black
was.
Zarek coming just because I feel like black repaints is something that that they always like
Don't
to do.
really see all that much anymore.
I'm still
least
waiting
over
on
in
my
Asia.
Omega Sentinel rocket base. Make it happen, Hasbro.
I'll take that. Yeah. I mean, I think that would work really well with all of the Micromasters and whatnot. They'll probably do it like 3 years from now, Kind of like
fine.
how
I'll still
Scorponok
be here.
now, where it's like a double headmaster and would have went great in Titan's Return, but of course I'm glad that they waited just because the figure it's probably a lot better than what they would have been able to do back then. So
I'm
I
still
agree with that.
holding my breath for a Gigastorm from Trypticon.
You and me both, man. You and me
I
both.
bought an extra just in case some third party ever makes a horn kit. for
Horn.
it.
I just want a horn kit. I'll buy
I-
another one. I
Horn
don't
kit.
care.
I actually had
Have
the
somebody
thought.
commissioning a custom.
Yeah.
I had the thought that if Beast Wars, if Kingdom does well, the Beast Wars figures sell well, then there's always a chance that we get like a Selects Megastorm, and then maybe, just maybe, we finally get Gigastorm.
Yeah.
Can I adopt your idea real quickly and switch it around?
Go ahead.
You know how HazLab just launched the Sentinel and then included the little baby Sentinels with it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we'll get Gigastorm, and they'll crowd. It won't be HazLab, but they'll like crowd fund it, and they'll have Megastorm as the first tier unlock.
Hmm.
I would buy it. Give it to me.
I guess they could HazLab something small. I mean, that's 50
Yeah.
for the Sentinel. I
Right.
mean, if they do like 300 or 250 for a
Go for it.
Gigastorm, I think that wouldn't be out of the question.
I don't know how many Transformers fans would know what a Gigastorm is, but who knows?
I guess
Well,
it could
I-
always be a Takara Tomy Mall exclusive that
Yeah.
Pulse brings over for a premium
Yeah.
price.
I can see that.
Didn't
yeah.
TT Mall do the Grandmax that was crowd funded, sort of?
Sort of. It didn't.
Yeah,
they
sort
didn't
of.
sell enough of them to give us the little Pretender armor.
Is that Grand or something? I don't know.
I believe you.
It's got a
was
name.
it Brave
It was
Max?
Grand.
No,
It was
Grand
Grand.
Max. It
No,
was
they
Grand
haven't done
Max.
Brave Max.
It
I would
was-
own
yeah,
a
it was
Brave
Grand
Max.
Max.
if they'd done it.
It
The
was
Wave
Grand Max.
Rider armor that still didn't get released anywhere. Got it.
But yeah, I do wonder if we'll see more HazLab stuff because that Sentinel just took off. Like, I mean, I don't know what the sales are right now, but like it literally hit its goal within like what, like a day or two or something. So
I was gonna say it
Well-
was something quick, as like a day.
Not for nothing,
was-
but if they had done like additional tiers to make that Unicron more interesting, they'd have sold more of them.
Oh yeah.
I
But
think
the whole
If they
point
had
this is also a
started
sweet
at
point, too.
10,000,
I think that the big thing is that the Sentinel is $300 and
Right.
Unicron was
Unicron was
is
way overpriced.
You know,
$600.
how much is
It was
600? I can't remember what I spent.
It's
he was
$600.
$600, and on top of that, the Sentinel only needed, was it 6,000?
Yeah,
I
a
think
much
so.
smaller number.
And Unicron needed 10,000?
I thought Unicron needed 6. But
I'm
it's
seeing in the
No,
chat,
Unicron was more.
Rodimus says it's 8,000.
8. Okay.
So, but whatever it was way more than the Sentinel, and it was priced way higher than the Sentinel.
Oh
Look, I know
You
Transformers
got
cost more
a
to
lot
tool than
less
Marvel
than
Legends do because they have
Yeah.
to
Sure.
transform. But if they're using repaints or remolds in that way, I bet that cost is substantially lower.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I think that in general, and also with the Sentinels, people were buying multiples for them in troop building and whatnot. So I think that it was completely different. But I do wonder if this is going to have Hasbro take a look at the HazLab stuff and say, oh, maybe the right price point for HazLab things is $300. Because, I mean, I do think in general that it's much easier for all of us to justify spending $300 on a toy than it is to justify spending $600. I mean, it's
Also,
just the way it is.
I don't know what their brain damage is where they have to launch this stuff during Comic-Con when everybody's spending money on exclusives. Like, you can't find some
It was
other
a
dry spot in the
really
year
bad
where
time.
it's like,
Yeah.
there's
That's
not
the
much
point. I
else
think
going on.
The reason they do it is because of the promotion, because they know they're going to get a ton of promotion from all of the media outlets and whatever for Comic-Con. So that's probably what they're thinking is. But I don't know, at the same time,
already
like...
such a crowded field, man.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Oh,
ended the
100%.
Unicron crowdfund initially before they extended on the same day that MP44 came out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
how many of us can afford to drop a solid grand on toys in one day? I know that it's like prep. Shut up, Nick. I know you will.
Christian, that's what credit cards are for, okay?
I know that's what credit
I
cards are.
technically
for.
did
That's a
that.
lot to ask.
I mean, I hated myself for it, but I did it.
Yeah.
I technically did it, and I kind of feel weird, but
You're
was
right.
an
Wrong group to ask the
expensive
question
day.
to.
I mean, that's what refinancing your house is for.
get a
It's
loan
like
out
get a home equity loan on
I have
to-
some equity
Thanks.
in
Way
my
to
house.
flex on all the renters here.
So, but the other thing I think is interesting, I know earlier Rodimus had brought up about the fact that Target is actually carrying the Titan class figures again, and they also had the Commander class one. I think Skylynx is hitting. They're gonna get the movie masterpiece, which is kind of interesting because I mean we haven't really seen some of those higher priced figures, and I'm really surprised, especially with Scorponok. Like, how the heck, how do they have the shelf space for that?
I think probably the big old Brontosaurus from Jurassic Park helped them decide they have shelf space for big stuff.
yeah.
And that thing's huge. I saw one last week finally, and it's just gigantic.
As long as they make more room, because remember, it was what 2005 when it was half the aisle was Transformers, and now it's not even 3 feet. I want to go back to the half the aisle again.
We never had that here in Jersey. We always had a 4-foot section, maybe.
Nick, you live
Always
in the
had it
worst
up in-
state.
I
You can't expect
know.
to have good things there.
Always
Oh,
had
yeah.
that in Wisconsin and Minnesota, but it was insane. I'm I want to go back to that where it was at least my wingspan. It's give that to me.
Yeah, but
I'd
that was
sit
when-
there.
That was when kids bought toys.
That's true.
Well,
4 times.
It is nice, at least with Star Wars not doing as well, that it seems like at least now Transformers can expand, because it used to be a whole aisle was you could see all the other lines shrinking down because a whole aisle would be Star Wars, And so now that Star Wars is not doing as well, like that may be part of it
Space.
too.
Well, yeah, it's sort of. I mean, those are the sort of lines that they start doing well when a movie comes out, and then you get away further away you get from a movie, the less time or the less space it needs. And Transformers has always sort of been that toy line that fills in those spaces, except for when they had their own movies, up until about Dark of the Moon, when no one wanted to buy movie toys anymore.
What a crash that was.
That was a big crash.
Honestly, thought that was a solid period. Was 2010, 2011. Transformers was freaking awesome.
I mean, yeah, the 2007 movie and then Revenge of the Fallen, the whole entire aisle was Transformers.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like what I'm saying about 2010. I mean, what do you have? Like the 2010 line was just Transformers. You had Hunt for the Decepticons, Dark of the
First round
Moon,
of
Generations, Transformers
Power
Prime, Power Core.
was it Prime? Well, that was the tail end of animated.
Yeah.
That was that was like
2010.
season 3 of animated.
Animated was on the way out, and then Prime was phased in at some point.
It was like 2010. It was like the best time for.
I don't know. I'm pretty fond of 1996, 1997, 1998.
1998.
That too, yeah.
I'm a 2004, 2005 hippie, so, you know.
Honestly, same.
A little bit of 2001.
There's some stuff happening there.
So,
0203, the original universe.
I know, Christian. I think you were gone when we were kind of talking about what our thoughts are on Beast Wars. You know, actually showing up in Generations. Are you excited for this?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, I'm excited about anything that comes out in the main line these days, but Beast Wars really does hold a special place in my heart, and I'm super excited to see it get revisited. I got monumentally excited. Like, I haven't been this excited to see something come out since Galaxy Force Optimus and Cybertron of its Hot Shots of the past year.
Well, and I think like
Or
what's
Bob-Bob.
exciting is it's an entire line. It's not just like you get one little scrap. It's like, here you go, have your Galaxy Force Optimus and be happy. Okay? Like, don't ask again or we won't give you another one.
But we got 7 to 10 years of scraps before we got to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I can't believe they've done it, but also I think they realize how badly they screwed up the 20th anniversary when they're like, oh, yeah, it's the 20th anniversary. We're going to celebrate with this giant thing and a random logo on a set that doesn't have any beasts in it. Got it. Okay, thanks. But we're at 25 years next year. I think they realize that they made a mistake, that the Beast Wars fans are out there. And it's finally going to be our day in the sun.
Yay.
Yay.
I'll get that 10 again. I don't mind.
They're out there and they're at the disposable income age.
Yep.
Too
That's
much
true.
disposable income. I might have so many toys.
Although, can I make a quick plea to the Facebook groups out there? G1 guys, if you don't like Beast Wars, just shh, please. Just stop.
Yeah.
I've seen so much hate in the last week. Like,
I
you
know.
know, the whole truck not monkey people are back
Oh,
again.
Lord.
It's like, guys, there's so many ways to enjoy Transformers. Everyone has
Also,
their own generation.
I hate to
Let's
break
Say
it
it
to
for
those
those who are
guys,
in the
but
back.
just get them
Beast
all.
Wars is G1. Oh.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
No.
Don't tell them that, though.
Literally the sequel to G1.
You can't
Absolutely.
handle the truth.
But they, yeah, and you know, especially since, I mean, you're still gonna have G1 stuff.
Exactly. We're not taking away anything.
Again, the
There will
studio
always be G1
the
stuff.
studio series is going to be G1. So maybe that's part of the reason they also did it is
Yeah.
because they didn't want G1ers to, you know, be freaking out that they weren't going to get.
Studio series, but it still looks like that there's still gonna be G1 characters mixed in with
Yeah.
with
right.
Kingdom as well.
Man, I like Transformers from all eras. I don't understand why everyone can't be.
Damn right.
You just like everything. It's so great.
Right, exactly. And the
They're
thing
all
is
robots
like
that turn into
you
stuff.
don't
It's amazing.
you don't have to buy it all. Like you can just buy
It's true.
part
You
of it.
don't have to.
Like
Nick.
I don't understand.
Some people out there have the composure.
What do you mean?
you don't have to buy it all, Nick.
I don't.
I can't
Poor
comprehend.
guy. Poor fella.
Does not compute.
Of course, I'm the same way. Where like I'm now complaining because like the Netflix figures or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to have to rebuy Wheeljack and
Then don't.
and all these other ones. I know now I'm Nick now because I'm sitting here going like, oh man, like I want that stupid cardboard piece.
That's okay. Nick can get him for his
Darn
shop
it.
and help me out with the Teletran pieces.
Lucas, you just. That means I'm gonna have to buy Netflix Beast Wars too.
There's only one so far.
I hope they're better than the Fox Kids repaints.
But
Those
What's
Fox
wrong with
Kids
Fox
shots
Kids?
are hella tight, man.
those are some of the best figures. That whole I have a whole shelf of repaints back there for Beast Wars. Those are some of the most fun figures, like shelves on the thing.
The only
Red
Fox Kids
Kid
repaint that was
repaints.
worth its salt was the Tarantulas. That was it, man.
Okay,
Oh.
that one, and I got a Transmetal Buzzsaw. Thank you, Fox Kids repaints.
Oh, what about Transmetal's Pack Rat?
Pack
That was
Rat too,
Walmart.
man.
That was a Walmart, so this was not Fox Kids. Yeah. But it's a damn good figure.
Yes, sir.
If it hasn't lost all its chrome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tune
my
into
rat trap.
Can I
to
insert my Chrome thing
TFYLP
here
like
real quick?
2 years from now, where Christian is complaining about the repaints from the Netflix. It's like this is really the Beast Wars Megatron that I wanted. Like it's painted well or whatever. Like why did you not give
I
this
haven't
to
even
me earlier,
considered
Hasbro?
that yet. You're right. Oh boy.
How did they do battle damage on the Beast Wars figures though? That's
Maybe
gonna
like
be-
Jurassic
blood.
Park with
They have
like the
blood.
bites
The
out of them.
claws
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
whatever,
when you used to be able to
yeah.
take those little pieces out.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just had a flashback to my childhood again.
All right, real quick about Chrome, since Nick mentioned it twice on the show. Put future floor polish on it, and it will seal it, and it will save it.
Yes. Do the thing.
You're welcome.
I have to remember that.
Yeah,
You have to have.
You probably
good
already have a bottle
chrome.
to tighten your joints. Now just
Yeah.
spread it over the Chrome.
You have to have good chrome to do that.
Right.
That's true. You can't
Right.
resurrect dead
It
Chrome.
may
If
already
you
be
still have
too
good
late.
Chrome.
But
I
if
have
you
a lot
find
of-
a good
Not
one,
too
that's
late.
how you save it.
Save
I have a
it.
lot of bad chrome right now in my collection,
Well,
with a little bit of good chrome.
they did not plan on those toys being having any sort of longevity. I think they
And
plan
yet
for that
the
now.
Japanese ones don't do it.
Well,
Really? Is that true?
Yeah, but they price. I think, well, at least what I've heard is they get to price it per figure. They don't price like a case like Hasbro does.
Yeah.
So that's why you would get a deluxe figure that costs $20, and then a deluxe figure that costs $22 because it costs them $2 extra for that floor polish.
What is that? It's called something else now.
Yeah,
It's,
they changed the name.
Pledge Floor Care Finish, I think, is what it is now.
Just buy some-
Although I think this
They
is
get
an old
something.
bottle and they changed it again, but this is like the
Oh.
one.
I love Pledge.
yeah.
But
It's
Find
made-
it. It's made by
That's,
Pledge.
that's the UPC. If anybody wants the UPC,
Go get it. Good for joints. Good
Click.
for chrome. Good all around
Yeah.
collector. Good collector.
Give me lemon Pledge.
Tool.
And it
Yeah.
does not destroy your figures either, which is also a plus.
Nope.
As far as we
I-
know.
I
Now, who knows
sealed
20
my
years from
chrome-
now?
That's true. I sealed my chrome in my Bakan Shocker Act like 5 years ago at this point, and it is still fine.
I have to open mine, and I've been afraid
Good
to
luck.
do it.
Good luck, friend.
Yeah.
That is one that is on the sealed list that I'm just gonna set on a shelf, and I'm gonna be like,
See ya.
it's Schrodinger's.
I was Lucky
Schrodinger's
to get one that
transmetal.
still had
Exactly.
respectable chrome. I lived in Florida for many, many years before it came to me, so I'm glad it was still fine despite the humidity. And then I sealed it, and it's been totally fine ever since. And I've moved like 5 times since then. Totally great.
Yeah, I sealed my masterpiece hot rod and the ratchet and whatnot, like the chrome bits on there, because people were complaining it was coming off on the masterpiece. So I did it in that, and I never had a problem with them.
Funny, I haven't had that. I've not had that on mine.
Yeah.
Then again, I
recently
hardly touch the
sealed
thing, so.
Beast Wars Ramulus with it, and it's all fine.
Yeah, if they ever do get to the transmetals, I hope they just go with shiny paint and don't fat chrome, please.
No chrome.
I bet they'll
No
just do
chrome ever
paint.
again.
I don't think
Kinda
they'll
want, like,
actually do chrome.
One chrome one. Like, put it in a selects thing, like it's
Yeah,
a special
like-
edition. Could do one chrome thing, and the others do shiny paint.
Yeah, I can go for that.
Just for the nostalgia of it. Otherwise, I agree totally.
Has there
Yeah,
been
chrome
chrome
die
stuff
cast.
in the toy aisle? I don't even know.
I can't think of anything.
Trying to think. It's
That's
kind of
a
like one of
dollar
those
store,
things
maybe.
where, so there was a rumor that some of the figures originally, like the Optimus Primal, were going to be flocked, which
What the
I did
flock?
not know what that was. But apparently, I was educated on that flocking a figure is like that fuzzy stuff that you put on toys. So
Like Panther.
right,
Yeah.
and yeah, but I
Oh,
guess
I know what you're
that
talking about.
supposedly that was cut because of cost. So
Thank goodness.
And they get moldy in later years. That'll be fun.
yeah, I don't want that like on a. I don't know.
No, thank you.
I think that it just would not hold up as well. So
I hope they do that for Kingdom. No, please not.
I don't need that. I really don't need that. Don't need the flocking. I don't need the special.
Come on.
But Nick, you could pet it to sleep every
You
night.
know you want it.
Well, when you put it like that.
Get a Stampy. He can be your Stampy, and
He is
be
my
yours
Stampy,
in
and
the
I will call him
meantime.
Stampy.
Your Yeah. I'll love him and pet him and squeeze him and
Oh my god, I
That's
wonder if
never
we'll
ending
do
good
any of
story.
the other Beast Wars Second stuff.
Probably not.
Now the wheels are
again,
turning.
Not
for
until
Kingdom,
Studio
but if it
Series
does
goes
well
really weird.
later.
yeah, that'll be interesting to see studios or not. I'm sorry, not Studio Series selects. Like I think it'll be interesting to see what they do in selects with all of these characters.
I'm going to begin diverting my will towards Select's Nightprowler.
There you go.
You know what?
Finally!
Include Black Arachnia in that too. We'll finally have
Oh
a
my
HorrorCon pack next Halloween. I'll get it ready for you guys.
Shut up and take my money.
I would throw so much money.
Nightprowler versus Black Arachnia HorrorCons. Got it. We're doing
Yep.
it.
Yep. Make it happen. Make it
So
so.
much money.
I'm gonna try real hard.
Yeah. I mean, they have those molds, just use them. Repaint them to everything.
Why not?
Oh my
I'm sure we'll see
god.
Shadow Panther too at some point because
Oh.
that's what you do with the
Yeah.
Cheetor mold.
Yeah, that'll probably be the actual selects, right? Shadow Panther. And then,
Yeah, probably.
If they
and
if they do transmetals, maybe they could finally do that green Ramulus for reals.
I mean, I guess we could just look
That's
for.
Transmetals 2s, man. They got to get really far into the series for that one.
I would throw so much money at that. You could make that a HazLab toy for $150, and I would do it.
Yeah, I would too. I had to think about it for a moment, but yeah, I totally would.
Yeah, that's right.
Ramulus is a fun figure.
But Christian, you're probably right. Like if you just look at whatever the masterpiece repaints are for Beast Wars, those are probably going to be the same select ones that we get.
I
We'll
think
probably
that
get
was,
an Optimus Primal like repaint.
I think that was a
and-
Jack point, not a Christian point.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jack.
Good.
I buy it.
Jack's like, wait,
I
what?
buy a Selects Universe Optimus Primal.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I would buy that. I don't know if
Uh,
I'd buy a burning one.
Burning
I
Convoy,
would.
Flash Convoy.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
I like it
give me
Skull
all of it.
Convoy.
Universe. Sure.
That skull one is pretty cool. I have it.
All of it.
I got a sickness, so I'm gonna buy anything that's a Beast Wars or Beast Wars repaint.
Oh my god,
I probably will
like
too,
ages
honestly.
ago.
See, Michael, now you're just going to be like the rest of us where, you were probably laughing at all of us, like, buying all this ridiculous stuff, and now this is going to be you.
Spending money on mainline. Who goes to a Target? Who goes into a Walmart?
Can I wish for one more repaint? Can I finally please have my Power of the Primes repainted Primal Prime?
Please.
Please.
I mean that mold.
That's the one that they vac metal.
No. God,
There you go.
Stop it.
Look, man, it looked like it was supposed to be the San Diego one before they changed it to being the Black Primal instead. There's that concept art of it in the that book that Sorensen put out at the end of last year. Primal Prime is out there. Someone wants to make him, and I want to buy him.
I will buy it.
Yeah,
Even
I think if
it's
Selects
not
if Selects was a thing back then, Christian, I think we would have gotten it, but
100%.
So
like that weird
close
time
to being
period.
a thing, but not quite yet. About a year away.
yeah.
Oh, maybe the new club. Oh.
Right.
One day.
Maybe at
One
the
day
new
we'll have a
convention. Oh no, wait. We don't have one of those either.
Yeah, the new.
You guys remember
Yeah.
HazCon?
We don't remember HazCon. We certainly
tell you-
don't know what a family is.
I
tell
didn't
you what-
remember until you just said. Thanks for putting that back in my brain.
Sure.
Family.
BotCon came back at the perfect time, huh?
BotCon's not back.
Well, you know what I mean. Like,
They're
I do know
only
what you
back
mean.
if
Technically,
they
but not
really.
technically.
Yeah.
Hey, anything
But-
can happen in the next year, so we'll
Right.
see. Right?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Staying positive.
true. Well, I know we've been going for a while here. Do you guys have any final thoughts on Beast Wars and what you're wanting to see?
Yeah, I would really like to see some tie-in with the what the hell was that?
What the hell?
What was that?
Jack's like, am
You
I
didn't
still on
hear
air?
what that was?
Is this show still going?
Oh,
You don't remember where that's from?
Got it. It wasn't clear when it was farther away.
Yeah, I'm talking over it.
I had it like right here.
For our audio listeners, they're really going to appreciate this at the end of the show.
What the hell?
What was I saying? Oh, yes, I would like to see some tie-in merchandise. I would like to see T-shirts that actually feature the Maximal logo in a meaningful way.
Did
For the
you
love
buy
of
the
God.
Did you buy the T-shirt on Fan Friday?
The Megatron one?
Yeah.
I missed it.
Well,
If it's still out there, I'll get it. But I was trying to focus on the figure stuff. So I dropped that ball.
It was a shirt, Nick, not a ball.
I was gonna wear it today, but I wore it the last time I was on the show, and I was like, I'm gonna mix it up, wear something else.
This is the worst. By the way, this is the worst fucking shirt they ever did because it doesn't have the Predacon logo, but it's got whatever the hell that's supposed to be. I don't even know. I'd have to look it up on the wiki.
It's like a Dinobot logo.
I can't even see it.
That's the Beast Machine's Maximal logo.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
No, the Maximal
yeah.
logo
No,
is
it's
like a
Dinobot.
more slender,
No.
pointy. That one.
Oh no, that's true. What is that then? No, is that
the Beast
the
Machine's
Transdeck
Autobot
one?
logo?
Maybe
It's
it's
the
Transdeck.
Autobot
Maybe.
logo. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something related to Beast Machines. But you're
Oh.
right. I forgot what the Beast Machine's Maximum logo looks like. It does look a lot like the other one.
Yeah.
My
Well,
place
what a
wasn't
missed
on fire to
opportunity.
show you my Maximal symbol poster. My place isn't actually on fire. The fire truck left a while ago. It's fine.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
That's
good. Nice.
You have a surprisingly good audio and stuff for being out in your car. It's
Thanks.
amazing.
I guess there's good signal on it.
Wi-Fi is
There you go, Christian. You just start broadcasting from your car.
I'm sure it's a better sound booth than just my general apartment.
Other than the fact we can't really see you because you're in the dark, but
You know, I wanted to grab my light,
Shot
but
in
I
the
thought it was more important to grab my cat.
Yeah. That is Just have a flashlight in your glove box next time, just in case,
I
so you can
should,
just
yeah.
shine it up
Yeah.
underneath your chin.
That's how I'm forced to evacuate during a show. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jack, what are your final thoughts?
That's what that audio clip was trying to be. It was just nerd, so
There you
I didn't
go.
really have anything else. Just
Okay.
nerd!
Fair enough.
But actually, that logo we were just talking about, to where we couldn't figure out, that was Transtech.
Okay.
Let's Transtech.
Nice one.
It's related. Bring back Transtech. Come on, Hasbro.
To be honest, if they want to do like another line after Kingdom, like after the War for Cybertron trilogy is done, bring back Transtech, or maybe other lines that died for whatever reason.
Maybe Cyberverse
Animated-
is dying to bring animated back. It's not going
Crisis
to
on Infinite Cybertrons. Let's do that.
Yes.
Can't give away all of our bot comic ideas, Nick.
Only if it stars
hoping.
Armada Hotshot.
Yeah.
Christian,
Here's hoping Hasbro's not listening.
Christian, you got any final thoughts?
Bring it on. Any Beast characters you want to make, I will buy all of them. Bring it on.
Yep.
Yep.
Michael, how about you?
Here's a doozy. I hope it does well enough that they don't write Beast Wars off forever, but not well enough so that they don't add it to the movie universe.
Oh, yeah, no.
Didn't we already get a rumor that they were going to do a Beast Wars movie?
Yeah,
There's
someone at
concept art
Paramount,
out there,
I think,
too.
has said that he wants to.
Please don't. Please don't.
Please do. You know what? Bring it on.
No.
Christian wants that. I
Nobody
don't.
wants that.
I'll be forced to buy more toys that I definitely don't want.
Yeah.
Give it to Travis Knight or something. That'll be better.
As long as he isn't suddenly beholden to having to make it fit or not fit with previous continuity.
It's
Yeah,
just
whatever.
it's just gonna be a cheetah somehow living with a teenage boy/girl, and I just don't know if I could live with that.
As
Teenage
long as
King
Michael
Boy.
Bay is directing it,
Yeah,
I'm
Teenage King Boy.
totally
Early
in.
proto-humanoid.
Just bring on Michael Bay. Bayify
Jack
the
and
whole
Una,
thing.
the next big Transformers human character.
Oh, it'd be a cheetah
when
living
Mike-
with
if Michael Bay
prehistoric
directed, they're
teenage
all gonna have
female.
giant nuts.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Optimus Primal is gonna kick back and just scratch himself.
Yeah.
Oh God, no!
Michael Bay doing that. You
All right,
can't.
let's stop. Let's stop. This.
Yeah.
Lucas, what are your final thoughts?
I'm just trying to
So-
convince you, Christian, so that you don't make the mistake of saying "bring it on" again.
I've learned my lesson.
I am
So-
directly under the enemy scrotum.
I was gonna say my
Don't
final
give me
thoughts
that
is
image. No,
I-
no.
I'm excited to see something new. I mean, we keep getting G1 over and over again, and as excited as I am about some of the new figures and engineering that we've seen from those figures, like I'm excited to get something new and something different. And so I think it's going to be cool. Plus, I would like to have representation of Beast Wars characters on my shelf. Like, I just don't want to buy the masterpiece. Like, you know, it's just not my collection. For that. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be able to show some of the creativity and whatnot in the line. So I do want to mention tomorrow night for Microcasters, which is on the TF Talk Facebook page at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. Tomorrow night we're going to be doing the Magic Square Soundwave. So we'll get that in. Anna is it's the Anna Hour with some third-party legends, so we'll get to see that and comment on it and see how it compares to
But no Mice
licensing
Warriors?
fees. No Mice Warriors right now, at least. So she got a different Legends figures, maybe later. So we'll see. So I'm not sure this week about Ouch My Wallet. I'll have to check with Rob to see whether or not he's going to do that. But
You better, otherwise I'll be pissed.
Didn't we do it last week, or was it the week before?
I can.
Come
never
on, do it
remember.
again.
I
have no clue, to be
honestly,
honest.
since it's like every other week, I get confused as far as like when it's actually on. But it's normally Wednesday nights on YouTube at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central when they do have it. So, and then also Cut the Tape with Rick. There's a new episode for that. TF Talk News. I know it's been on hiatus for a couple of weeks. But hopefully that should come back this upcoming week as well. So anyway, well, and then if you want to continue the conversation, chat with us on our Discord, and the link should be with the video if you haven't joined that yet. But it's a lot of fun, and I appreciate everyone participating. Michael, you do a great job with moderating that, and some of the other people. I have not had the time myself to get on that, but I'll try and do it this week since I'm off.
A lot of people in there. Every now and then a conversation breaks out and we just don't stop.
Yeah.
Unless it's a weekend and then we don't talk at all for whatever reason.
So anyway, so well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone in the chat that participated. Rodimus, Bedford, Zaldron. Trying to think who else I missed. Going through the chat. Tony. So, yeah, if I missed anyone, I apologize. But thank you to everyone. Thank you guys for joining us. It was a lot of fun. And we'll see you next week.
Uh-oh.